that I've finished my owl illustration and I have the Mrs. A-OK, I'm ready to start outlining. I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, which is permanent, so you want to make sure that you're careful and only trace over the lines that you want to keep. When we're all finished, we'll erase any unused pencil lines. I can turn my paper in all directions, carefully tracing over those pencil lines until every line is a Sharpie line. I'm going to keep working on this. You get it all outlined, and I've got a little eraser here that I got out of the supply tub, and I'm going to go through and start erasing old pencil lines. And see, I've already missed one here, which was her apron tie. Whoop, there it is again. There's probably supposed to be a polka dot there. So all of these old lines, I just want to make sure I get those out of there, because once I start to add color with crayon, it's really not going to look good. It's not going to be good craftsmanship if I've got a bunch of pencil lines showing. So I'm going to erase those, because once the crayon is on, they won't be erasable. Oh, look, I found something else. The controls for my oven. Also, there's probably a cabinet here, so I'm going to make it look more like a cabinet. Oh, look, geez, I missed a lot of lines. That's why we go through and erase. Some lines you leave out on purpose because you really don't want them anymore. Sometimes you need to add something else, like I added a smaller cake in the oven. And you can just add that with Sharpie. You want to be careful that things that go in front get outlined, but the thing that is behind does not, so that you have some nice overlapping. Really make your main character, or the subject of your artwork, appear to be in a space instead of just stuck to the paper. I sure had a lot of extra pencil lines. Once I get those old pencil lines out of there, and I did a good job of drawing lightly, so they're coming off pretty well. All right, now I'm ready for color. Before you add color, you need to get the Mrs. A-OK, and let me check over it one more time to make sure that you didn't forget any of your Sharpie lines. Check me out. I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Oh, I see another line I missed. Good thing you were checking on me. All right, so now I'm ready to add crayon. And we're going to color these with crayon. It's going to take some time, but I want you to pay close attention to making your owl the star of the show. So start adding color with your owl, because that is the most important thing. So all the other colors will come later, but your owl is the most important thing. So if I decided, for example, that I wanted my owl to be pink, that would be important to know if my owl was going to be pink, because that would determine what color her apron is. I think I'll make her apron yellow with blue polka dots. That will stand out quite nicely. I also know that some parts are going to be darker and some parts are going to be lighter. For example, I know that there's going to be a shadow, and it's going to make this part of the wing darker because it's folded, and this part of the wing is going to be lighter. The inside of this wing is going to be a little bit darker, just like here. Your owl doesn't have to be brown or white like a snowy owl, like an owl you would find in nature. You can make your owl any color you like. I would be careful of rainbow color, though. I know that's what you're thinking, because a rainbow colored owl will not look like a whole object in your picture, and it will make it difficult to become the focal point. So you want that to be the focal point of your picture. So I'm going to make her all pink so she'll be really showing up. And I'm also going to create emphasis by making sure that I don't use these two colors anywhere else in my picture except in maybe teeny tiny little spots. So once I use these crayons, I'm going to go ahead and put them back in the box because I don't want anything else to be as pink as she is. That will create a focal point. There we go. I think she looks pretty good. I'm going to keep working on her. If you're ready and you've outlined all your shapes, erased all the old pencil lines, and gotten the Mrs. A-OK from your teacher, then you are ready for crayon as well. I'll check in again when she gets a little bit more finished. Another way you can make light and dark areas with your crayon is by pushing harder. The spaces between the cabinets where the doors don't open, the frame of the doors, would be a little darker. So I'm going to press a little bit harder. When I go over my doorway, I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. That will create some value. Now I have a light brown and a dark brown. And I can use the same color brown for the cabinets and still have variety of value. I'm trying to figure out what color my countertops will be. Don't know. Now if your crayon gets a little bit run down or close to the paper, you can just peel it off like this. Put this paper in the trash. Don't leave it lay on the table or put it back in the bin. There she is, all finished. Notice that I used the pink only in the owl. I didn't use it anywhere else. But some of the other colors I repeated. Like I repeated the brown in the cabinets. I repeated the gray in the stainless steel appliances. I repeated the yellow circles and drawer pulls to help add unity with her apron. So all together, it's a nice composition because your eye goes straight to the owl and starts to look for clues to figure out exactly what is that pink owl doing in that kitchen. Once you feel like your drawing is complete, have the teacher check it and give you the Mrs. A-OK before you go on to the next step. Be sure to be neat and careful with your colors so that your drawing has the best possible craftsmanship that you can muster. You want to make sure that it is your best work. Be sure to put your crayons away when you're all finished. Your Sharpie goes back in the tub with your pencil and eraser so that it's ready for the next group of children.